Welcome everybody back to Boost Motion, guys, and today I want to talk about, I would say, another new product for the VR30, but it actually won't be for the Q50 Q60s, it'll be for the Nissan Z. But guys, still watch the video because the company behind it really does support the Infinity community. So guys, let's jump into it. First thing, shout out to my whole Boost Motion family. I know you guys have already hit the like button. Thank you guys for your support. And if you're new to the Boost Motion channel, well, I'm Boost and I am reporting the news here. But there's a new product coming out for your Nissan Z. And stuff like this usually waters right down to the Q50, Q60. And knowing Soho Motorsports, they're going to come up with a solution. So, guys, let's jump into it. Shout out to Enthusiast POV, brother. I know that you still holding it down over there. All right, cool. So, there was a ZCon or ZC Cos. You guys know what I'm talking about. Pretty much it was ZCon track day in California. Oh no, about a week ago. And Soho Motorsports went over there with their vehicle. So guess what? Of course, they're going to debut some new parts. And boom, just like that, Soho Motorsports debuted their new Z A2A kit. Now, I'm actually super excited to see this because this is the second time we've seen the air kit on the new Nissan Z. First one was from Bonnie and Clyde, but from what I know, at least for now, they still are now private. They're not selling these parts for the public anymore. It is what it is. All right, so knowing that they actually came out with this, let's take a look at some of the photos and break it down. Of course, Soho Motorsports are going to probably come out with information later on. Or, nonetheless, enthusiasts, you already know. You got my number, bro. We can sit down and talk about it. You can drop all the information because, you know, we go back. All right? Anyways, let's take a look at it. Honestly, I like it. I automatically like it. I like when things fit and finish looks really good. That it has that wrinkle look to it or that matte look to it. Okay, cool. Well, those two oil catch cans. Soho Motorsports has their own oil catch cans too, from what I can tell right here. That's actually cool. So they have two catch cans that they have on the side, their own developed catch cans. That's cool. I like that. All right. Okay, yep, wrinkle. They got the wrinkle look. I like the wrinkle look. I think the wrinkle look just always blends it a lot better. I don't really like the shiny look with some of these parts. All right, cool. The catch cans, and they have their own reservoir. Okay, cool. They're developing their own things. Oh yeah, I like how that looks. That looks really cool. I like how that looks with the front mount just like that. I like that. That looks really good. Looks really uniform. And I know it's a square and everything. People still hate the square grill, even though the Nismo's coming out with a different grill. I think it fits the car. I think this still suits the car nonetheless. If it's functional, it's functional. It is what it is. All right. Let me see if they have a couple more photos. Okay, so this is back to the original starting photos. Now, let's take a better look. We're going to get more to the performance quickly, but I just want to show you guys some more photos. All right, showing off the goods. Here's a photo of what we have hidden under the bumper. Be sure to stop by the car show, whatever. Cool. Click. All right. So this is their setup. So they have two smaller, look like side mount intercoolers. Or not side mount. I'm sorry. I don't want to disrespect Soho. But they're smaller intercoolers. And they have the turbos that come out. From what it seems like from here, they come out. They go in and they come up. And they have a nice 90-degree bend that goes across. Okay, I like this. And they have the intakes which come down low here, so which makes it more of a true cool intake, but doesn't really make much of a difference because it goes with turbo anyway. But nonetheless, yeah, it does bring down ambient, and lower ambient means you have a lower charge attempts. Okay, all right, I like that. It looks like they're gonna give you a replacement bar for the actual bumper support. That's what you see right here. That's also painted wrinkle. Okay. What else they have here? Okay. All right, cool. So I actually like how it looks. I think it looks pretty good, and knowing them, there's gonna be good quality, and they look like fitment is on point. I mean, you come down here, you come across, and then the same thing on the other side, and then you go across and you go on this section here. I don't know if this section you're cutting into anything though. I'm not too positive. Does that look like a cut, guys? Like, does it look like they cut here to get it to fit? Probably, but then I see bolts right here. I don't know. Enthusiasts will actually answer it for me, and probably in an upcoming video. Okay, the same thing here. Let's zoom right in. Yeah, I can't tell too much. I really can't tell. I don't have a Nissan Z to know how the top radiator support and bracket will even look like. So I really can't go off of this. But at least, all right. So let's get to some of the. Okay, that might be a better photo to see. That actually looks like that's an area where you can act where it's already space. You want to know why? You know what? Let me take it back. That it probably has space there. They probably didn't cut anything. You want to know why I'm telling you why they didn't cut it? Because the original Nissan Z had ducts there or area there where you can actually run piping. And this is built on the same architecture of the 370Z. So yeah, it's probably even easier to do it on the Z than the Q50, Q60. So for the people who are watching, well, once again, I'm seeing air-to-air boost. Like, should we really care about it? Should this be something in the future that we should do for our Q50, Q60? Yes. We've seen it in older videos. Shout out to Elite Performance. Shout out to Bonnie and Clyde, where they developed their own air-to-air kits with massive cores. And on average, on 93 fuel, they saw a gain of 15 to 20 wheel horsepower just going air to air and consistent performance, which means that they don't have a heat soaking issue. Like with us, with the regular air to water, of course, the coolant warms up more hotter and hotter and hotter. So as you keep doing pulls, like say if you go to racetrack, it's going to continue to go, the performance is going to dwindle and go down and down. Well, air to air, it's more consistent. So you have the same consistent power. Pretty much that's it. So that is the actual advantage. Now let's just see if there's any comments in here. We'd like to see a power bench comparison. Then on how this makes now look like hell yeah. Now for the Q's back waiting. Good that the VR30 is so much better with the 3. Okay, cool. And any idea with weight savings? Yes, that's probably the second thing too. Weight savings. So now you're getting rid of the front heat exchanger, which really isn't that huge. If it's an OEM one, it really isn't huge, but it does hold coolant. You also have the 2 boxes that sit on top of the motor, which have coolant in them. Holding them, I mean, once again, there's coolant that sits in there, so that's additional weight. And then you have the pumps if you choose to keep the pumps lined in. I mean, honestly, if I ever had the chance, like, I don't see why they would fully disconnect the pumps because that might give you a check engine light forever. I would probably put those pumps on like a loop. Like what I'll do is like I'll just have a hose and I'll just have it in a loop. So and I'll just connect it so I won't get any check engine lights or anything like that where they would think that there's something wrong with the pump. I don't know how the car really is with the tune if you disconnected the coolant pumps for the heat exchanger system, but I'll just have it on a loop and that's it. And the sensor that you use, you usually take the coolant temperature sensor and you'll run it on into the pipe. So you'll actually tap into the pipe and you can actually still pick up the temperature. I would assume the temperature of the charged air in this case, right? Yeah, the charged air. Did they do something like that? Because they actually took it off. Let's see. Did they do anything like that? I don't see any tap in for it. If they did do a tap in for it somewhere, that it right there? Because it looks like they have the no, that's just the regular sonar sensor. Okay, so I don't know if they even use it, or maybe they can tune that stuff out, or they don't have to like care about that stuff. It is nonetheless, it is what it is. So there's additional weight savings there. Usually with these cores, it's made out of aluminum, so they're not really that heavy. But then there is additional piping. But at least you don't have coolant to deal with. You know, compared to someone who may want to go with like a larger heat exchanger, a fender tank, and larger reservoirs, you're adding way more coolant. Not only are the parts heavier, but you're also adding more coolant to the system, which also brings up weight. So I'm assuming that the air-to-air kit is probably lighter because you don't have to deal with the liquid. That's my assumption. It is what it is. But nonetheless, I'm really happy to see that there's continue to be more parts made for this community. And knowing Soho, they're going to probably figure out a way to water it down or get it to work on the Q50 Q60, which it can be done because Elite Performance and Bonnie and Clyde have done it before. So it is what it is. Outside that, guys, you have good morning, good afternoon, good night. You can add me at Boost Motion on IG and Boost Motion on Facebook. Otherwise than that, guys, I appreciate it. You guys have a good day. Thank you.